You're welcome to Business Daily on Trust TV. I am your host, Chamun Dabeng. Let's talk numbers. We're starting off with the stock market as of 6 a.m. this morning. You're welcome back to Business Daily. I'm Chamun Dabeng. All right, today we're going to be taking a look at the social media space with over 4.4 billion people all over the world actively using social media. About 33 million of those users are Nigerians. Now, social media is no longer just a place to rekindle friendships and idle chit-chat. It has become a viable business space where individuals have successfully built their empires. Now, we've actually seen big corporations having pages. I mean, we've now come to a point where being a business and not having a social media presence has become an actual no-no. Now, do you think that you have the chops for the e-marketing space? What type of content have you been creating for your social media? And if your social media can actually expose you to millions of users, why are your figures still low? Why can't you match up to that of other pages? What mistakes could you actually be making? Now, joining me on the show today is social media influencer Jennifer Oyubu. You're welcome to the show. And I also have digital marketing strategist and social media influencer Tessie Olota. You're also welcome, darling.
Hi, Chairman. Thank you for having me.
All right. Great. Now, social media has become massive. It's no longer the way it used to be. It's no longer just a place where people come and they're like, hey, my old friends from high schools. And, you know, it's way more than that. People are actually making money off of it. And the two of you are actually an example of people who are making money off of social media because you're both social media influencers. Now, let's take a look at some of the favorite applications so far that Nigerians have according to the most popular. Now, according to a survey carried out by Statista.com in 2020, these are the most popular social media applications in Nigeria. Now, the first one that we have here is WhatsApp. That is so far the most active social media application that Nigerians use, and that carries 93%. And this is followed by Facebook at 86.2%, YouTube with 81.6%, and Instagram at 73.1%, and then Twitter with 61.4%. Actually, Facebook Messenger actually beat out Twitter with 67.2%. Shocking, yeah?
Yes, it is.
Yes, because you always look at Facebook and you say, oh, it's old, you know, people don't go there anymore. But a lot of people actually go there. They actually carry the biggest number when it comes to those type of applications anyway. Now, the two of you decided to go towards Instagram to influence there. Now, what made you choose that platform?
Okay, because basically Instagram is meant for business owners. You see lots of vendors on Instagram. That is the reason why we focused on Instagram. Being a business influencer, I love to influence brands, businesses, and I've seen that Instagram has my target audience. Different social media platforms, different target audience. So that is where my target audience is. All right, Tessie, what about you? What made you choose Instagram?
Oh, well, I wouldn't say I chose Instagram. I would like to say Instagram chose me. Yes, because I was
so basically you were Moana and Instagram was the sea calling out to you.
Exactly. And I listened to that call and I followed suit. So like she rightly said, Instagram is the real deal. It's like the new oil money. Like she always says to me, it's the new oil money.
Really?
You need to find it and, you know, tap into it. You get. I mean, I'm not trying to discredit all the social media platforms. People use it. And they make money from it. But I love Instagram because that's where it is. That's where the more money is. I mean, other social media platforms are still good, which I still leverage on, but not as much as Instagram. Instagram is my sitting place. That's the real deal. Yes.
All right. So now for people who are, you know, want to take their businesses to social media or equally want to become influencers themselves, what platform or what should they keep in mind when they're trying to decide on a platform for themselves? Because I feel like there has to be some sort of, you have to pick the right one for you and the, you know, what you do. So what should they keep in mind?
Well, the truth is, if you want to become an influencer or you really want to leverage on social media, I would advise you try all of them and figure out what works for you. Because if I tell you to stay on Instagram, what if you try it and it's not your strength? Some people leverage on Twitter. There are some influencers that are on Twitter and they don't even have a say on Instagram. Some are on Instagram and they barely have a say on Twitter. So you have to figure out what works for you, because you know some of these social media platforms are more toxic than the others. So some people can withstand the whole toxicity and stay there. Some others cannot. Some would rather stay on Facebook, which is more calmer and a little bit
everybody there is like,
you know, I don't want to say There's some other
person say it is my favorite.
Yes, I know that's your favorite. I see you there, so I won't say I don't know. So it depends on your strength, and my strength can be different from another person's own. So you try all of them and figure out where works for you easily and where your money is more, and then stay there. That's just the best thing I would advise.
Okay, so you agree with her?
I agree with that 100%.
Okay, so try out everything, you guys. Try it out. Just touch your hand on everything. Actually, I do agree, because you do need to experiment, and that will actually help you to develop the kind of content that you have. I also feel like it's important to actually gauge what other people are also doing, so you don't just end up becoming an imitator. Like they say, imitation kills originality. So you guys try to be original. All right, so now let's take a look at the business space itself. Now, e-marketing has actually been doing quite well in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, annually, every individual, almost every individual anyway, spends about $77 buying things on, buying things online. So it doesn't matter what platform it is, but they do spend a lot of money. As a matter of fact, that e-marketing space has made quite a few $billion over the past few years. Now, for businesses who have taken their own business to social media, because as I said earlier on, it's a huge no-no these days for you to actually have a business and not have a social media presence, because that's where everybody is. Millions of people, actually billions of people at this point. Let me even correct myself. Like I said, 4.4 billion people using social media. So you actually have a very wide reach. Now, for businesses making that decision to move to that space, the social media space, how do they translate the followership into actual coins? Because that's the point at the end of the day. It's all about the money. It's all about the Benjamins. So how do you make those figures? Because it's not just about the views. It's not just about people coming in and liking your products. You also want them to buy. So what mistakes could they actually be making that, those figures are just not translating?
A lot of people, vendors on Instagram, complain that they don't make sales on Instagram. That's because they're not doing it right. And at the same time, social media, we have lots of fraudulent people, scammers, and you see most of these vendors do not try to build their brand. They don't show their personality on social media. What they do is they post products, and they don't try to like convince these people that I'm a real human. I am no scam. So they just post products. They don't try to build a brand voice, a brand personality to prove that they are real people. That is one thing. And vendors are not intentional about building good content on their page. Some don't even take good proper pictures of their product. They just post because they really want to make sales. They are desperate about making sales. But putting in the work is what they don't do. Social media, you have to be very intentional about it. You have to oftentimes post good content that will attract people, because most times you see people scrolling through their news feed, they see different products. What really attracts them to visit your profile, to shop from you, is what they see. So you have to be very intentional about the kind of content you put out there. Take your time, take good pictures of this product that will attract people, so that the first thing they see, pull them to your brand, and then they visit your profile and they shop from you. And now when they visit your profile, something has to keep them stuck. The reviews on your page, because people want to see that your products are authentic, they are real, they are original, not fake. Because a lot of vendors on Instagram, they sell fake products, so they want to see reviews. So reviews go a very long way. Some people don't even bother about putting reviews on their page, not knowing that that review is what will really convince a buyer that yes, I'm going for this product, this person is real, and this person is
make them refer you to somebody else.
And again, it's called social media for a reason. You don't just get to be too serious. You have to connect with your audience. You have to connect with them, be entertaining, be inspiring. You know, you have to grow different kind of content on your page, not just about pitching your product. Yeah, you have to be entertaining, you have to give tips, you have to, you know, keep people stuck to your page from time to time. And then when you have built a brand over time, people are going to be stuck to you, and they will have something to come back to, and also refer people to you. That is it. That is the secret on building a good brand on social media.
Ceci just like, yeah, spit that wisdom.
Yes, because Jennifer, she has actually said almost everything I would have said.
Yeah.
Right. You know, I would like to say something that people who sell, vendors particularly, they don't like to put in the work. I don't know where they got that notion where you just go and post and go home. And then you sit down. I'm not making sales. And then I get to look at the page. I'm like, what? Really?
You're shocked.
Are you kidding me? This your page? Oh, really? Wow. Amazing. I mean, it's funny how people just want to post. Okay, fine. You want to post. Post the right thing now. Snap it very well. You see people go to the studio to take product pictures. You think they don't have sense? They do. They do. You don't just sit down there and wait for money to fall on you. It doesn't work that way. You have to put in work. Before we started making money on social media, there was a lot of hard work. There were times where Sakpa was the national anthem. Yes, that's a fact. I mean, we're not here to inspire and perspire anyone, but it's real fact. There were times where it didn't look like it. Because we were probably doing it wrong, but we were learning from our mistakes. That's why I like social media. You learn from your mistakes. You know, we started putting work and value. People love value.
Yeah.
Now I always say this to my vendors. You see some of them, you're selling, let's say you sell food. All you do is put food, come and buy. What about teaching us some nice food hacks? Do you think people will still patronize you? They will. People would even call their friends, she taught us how to make okra with 500 naira. I mean, we know that's almost close to impossible. Anyway,
can I say something?
Yes, you can.
Please go ahead.
Another thing is advertising.
Oh,
you don't just come open an Instagram page and you just believe that very instant you want to start selling. Like a vendor sent me a message. I was like, "Ma'am, I just opened my business page on Instagram last week and I've not made any sale." And I'm like, "What?" It doesn't work that way. You have to be intentional about advertising, because if you don't advertise your product to people that are your niche, you're not going to get people to buy from you, because it's not about having millions of followers. That's where people get it wrong. You can have 1 million followers, but they are not your target audience. So what do? You have to look for your target audience by running sponsored adverts that will specifically target those target audience of yours and bring people to buy from you. But some people just believe that their followers are their customers, so they post every day expecting their followers to buy from them without doing advertising. Advertising is very important.
They forget that even on social media we have window shoppers.
We have window shoppers.
We see big brands keep doing steady advertisement. How much more?
It's more
They even launch social media campaigns.
I mean, big brands. When I mean big, you know them, big brands, steady. Your celebrities that are already made, they keep doing sponsored advert. They keep advertising. You think they don't know what they're doing? You have to constantly put your business in the face of people. Let them. In fact, they should never forget who you are. Like she rightly said, some people are just all about, I have 2 million followers and that's on period and we're good. They should buy from me. It doesn't work that way. So with the advertisement, you're able to target the right people that are supposed to buy from you. Imagine you selling accessories, and then all your 1 million followers are people who would rather buy gadgets. How does that work?
Yeah.
So the advertisement will help you target your accessory people who are fashionable, who go out, people who go to the club,
because there is an algorithm with social media pages. So once they notice that you frequent a particular type of Instagram handle, then they will most likely send people towards, you know, send your accounts towards your own side with your own target audience. So you do have to keep that in mind. All right, so I want to come back to something Tessie had said earlier on. Now, social media influencing itself has become a thing. We have people who influence on different platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter. They are literally on every single, you know, every single platform. There's somebody that's influencing them. I don't know if there's somebody on LinkedIn. I don't know yet.
Everybody.
Oh, really? Yes. So basically, there's a platform for every single person. Now, you talked about toxicity.
Yes.
Which is something that I'm very sure both of you have actually experienced some level of toxicity coming, especially with your brand and, you know, your niche and everything that you do. So how do you deal with that? Because for people who are budding social media influencers, it might be tough for them. So what advice would you throw out to them now?
To be very honest, you can never get rid of the toxic nature of human beings or people bullying you. You know, you hear of cyberbullying. It's a thing. To be honest, when I started, it was getting to me. It was a bother. I will cry sometimes, like, what did I now do now? Some people want to patronize me and they're like, with this your 2,000 followers, I haven't charged this much. Look at you, I'm like, hey, now wow, God, though. It was a thing. You put this out, people are like, hey, this, that. People just have a say in whatever you decide to do. You know, but then as you grow older, then I discovered that if people bully me and being toxic towards me does not add value to me, doesn't add an extra money to me, what do I even care? I mean, say all you want. Okay, most recently, managing Cross's page, BB Niger, in fact, it got worse. You know, the fact that they don't even know who was managing the page, they all have something to say. Type, this handler, her head is this, that, this, you know, they don't even know who the person is. So you have lots of people saying, why are you posting this by this time? Why are you doing this by this time? My friends will call me, babe, you know, they see this, I say, what am I consignment? Because I'm getting paid for my job now, so let them, that's them. And then when the whole thing came out, they are the same people again. Wow, congratulations, I know you make it this one. You again. You know, that's just the thing. You can never do without it. So you just have to brace up. Hold your mind, kakaraka, and tell yourself the mola is the go. The 2 cents is the go. Sakwa, goodbye. We are facing the money. Face the money and forget about it. And we keep talking. Even when you have it, they will talk. You don't have, they will talk. But it's not really easy for people, let me be honest, because some people level of absorbing these psychological things, can be low. So sometimes I still recommend you can talk to a psychologist whenever you think you are automatically losing it. So please talk to a psychologist or someone that you can rely on so you can feel a little bit better, because truth is, it's never going to end.
All right, Jennifer, how did you deal with it?
Well, initially it was tough. I would always want to seek people's validation. Okay, I got to understand I had to develop a tough skin while dealing with social media, because this is where I earn a living. So you can't tell me how to post certain kind of content or what to say, or you want to be toxic towards me. I wouldn't even give you that listening ears, because I don't really care. I always try as much as possible to put in my best, because I know where I'm headed, and I know that because I have built my self-confidence over time, and I don't really let people talk down at me or make me feel less of myself. So I'm just being focused, and I believe that as long as I remain focused, I'm going to get to where I want to be on social media, and it's been working for me. So I just let go of the negativity and just remain focused in my goal and my dreams. That's all.
All right, so still coming back to social media influencing. Now, I've watched you guys actually grow your numbers from the smaller digits into the thousands of followers that you guys have today. So for a person who wants to be a social media influencer and is struggling to grow those numbers, because the success of a social media influencer is solely dependent on the number of followers that you have. So how do you grow the numbers to a point where you can actually start pulling in the big businesses?
Like I said, like if you're just starting on social media, you don't expect miracles to happen. But what I always tell people is to remain focused, because if you remain focused to your goal, there's no way, because it's all in the mind. If you remain focused and keep doing what you're doing, with time, people are going to get used to it. They're going to love you for who you are. And again, you have to be very original. If you're building a brand on social media, you have to be very authentic. people tell me I'm too original, I'm too real, I'm too this, I'm too that. I should try and be classy sometimes. And I tell them, sorry, this originality brought me to where I am. Being classy does not put food on my table. So I just try to be myself. And that is what people love me for. My followers love me because I am very original. So that is what you should focus on. Originality. Keep posting from time to time. You have to post content as often times as you can, like at least 4 times or 3 times in a day, if you're just trying to grow, because you are trying to introduce yourself to a new audience. So you have to post often so that people can now recognize you and be original. That is all.
Yes, I mean, speaking about originality, I mean, I and Jennifer have come a long way, really. And I am always super excited how far we have come.
Yeah.
We started with the very low numbers, and it was never rosy at any point.
No.
Even till date, it's not even rosy. We are still in the hustle of moving the same followership from wherever it is now, we thank God, to something much better. You know, for people who are in the other angle, like the skit makers, it's even much easier for them. You get, they can just make one skit and everybody's laughing, and then your followers are just going, everybody's start laughing. You get, for us, it's even quite difficult as an influencer or digital marketer. It's even way difficult, way strenuous, because your brain is ticking per second. You're thinking, what am I? Okay, I've thought about how to do this. Okay, should I now? Should I not? Should I now? So it's a gradual process. It's not rocket science. You just wake up tomorrow morning and you have 100 million followers. It doesn't work like that, though. You have to struggle and you have to earn it. You have to earn it. And how do you earn it? You have to stay original. For example, most times when I do my videos and I'm all speaking all the good English and everything, when I do my sponsored ad, it doesn't convert, though. But the times I'm shouting, I seem like I'm behaving like somebody that is a little bit nuts. That's when people are listening to. I'm like, okay, someone had told me, be coming down, you shout to myself, but at the time why they shout, now in the money they come. So to shout, we go. We keep shouting. So I've discovered that's what people like.
You notice the pattern of what you're selling and how the figures translate,
exactly,
and the reactions to the videos you put out there. So yeah, that is an important factor. But anyway, we don't have a lot of time to at this moment, because yeah, we gotta start to round up. But yeah, let me just quickly say, for those of you out there who are trying to make those social media sales, who are trying to become influencers, you heard it from 2 social media influencers in the studio. You have to stay focused. Keep your mind on the money, ignore toxicity, and work steadily until you build those numbers that you're looking for. And then you can start translating that into money, because that's the goal at the end of the day. Well, I'd like to thank my guests in the studio. Thank you so much, Jennifer and Tessie, for being a part of the show. And to all our viewers out there, thank you so much for watching. Do hit us up on all social media platforms. Just look us up on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. We are all there. Once again, my name is Chamun Dabeng. Come back tomorrow for more Business Daily. Let's talk numbers.